That's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
Who's got the bye this week? We must have been... We wouldn't have been the first place off.
No, everyone has a bye too. Oh, yeah. Yes, we are.
Side, screen 9.
Welcome to Bar TV Sports 2018 coverage of the Rams NHRU. We're here live at Townsend Oval for the big grudge match between Merewether Carlton and the Two Blues, the Wanderers, which will be, as always, an exciting prosper as they head towards kickoff. We're watching the reserve grade fixture right now on your screens, and joining us up here in the Clark Stand commentary box, Stan Garner, former captain and all-around good guy.
How are you, Gareth?
Very well, thank you. It's good to have you back up here. We haven't seen you for the better part of the year. I believe you're out and about fishing.
Yeah, mate. Snapper fishing. They're in trouble off Newcastle.
What, the snappers?
Yeah, mate. Yep.
There we go. You heard it first, and of course we are working on a fishing show here at Bar TV Sports, so we'll keep you posted on that one. But right now, we're here live for the Rams 2018 Premiership. We're into round 12, and Merewether Carlton sit second. Wanderers sitting fourth or fifth on the ladder at the moment, Dan.
I think fourth, Gareth.
Yeah, fourth
I was corrected by you a minute ago that the Bay are equal second with the Greens.
Equals second for the Bay, of course. Big game at the Groper Dome, and indeed all around the NHRU this weekend. Maitland, of course, up at Maitland. And the Bay. It's the battle of the marine sublife up at the Bay. The Gropers versus Seahorse, which should be a good game in itself.
Yeah, it's a terrific day down here at Townsend, though.
Oh, it's a lovely day, isn't it? There's a bit of breeze picked up. It's blowing onshore, you'd say?
No, offshore.
So it's blowing offshore, is it? Southwest, is it?
Southwesterly.
So you'd expect plenty of people to get to the ground here from the borough of Merewether?
Yeah, well, there's not much surf. The surf's meant to pick up tomorrow, so I think you'll see all the blokes that would have been down surfing will be at the greens this Arvo.
Well, of course, it is Sponsors Day here, and I did notice a few of the local surfing identities putting out on Facebook that they were after one of those corporate tickets down there for, of course, the free days, celebrating the sponsorships and the partnerships for the Merewether Carlton Club here today. And, of course, the Wanderers there, no slouches in the corporate arena either. Building a dynasty on it.
Well, I'll take your word for that, Gareth. I've never been in the sponsors' tent at Wanderers before.
Oh, it's all red wine and cheeses there, Dan. Don't worry about that. As we go to the teams now, there's a couple of changes, big changes here for the Merewether Carlton side. The big one being, I guess, Jay Strawn out. And for me, Sam Bright's probably an even bigger loss for the Merewether Carlton side. He's the form fly half in the competition. Yeah,
he's playing really well, Sam Bright. He's, I think his big strength is his kicking, and the Greens will be without that today. Having said that, Will Frost is a fantastic running fly half and also great in defence. And as far as Strawny goes, well, I think there's only one Jay Strawn, and his running game is really important to the Greens for this season. Unfortunately, they'll have to do it without him today.
Yeah, they certainly will have to do it without him here today. And Sam Bright, as we mentioned, and of course Wendell Villamus is out today as well.
Yeah, big Wendell.
He's been hitting some form.
Yeah, he's another big meter eater for the Greens, and since he's come back from injury earlier in the first round of games, he's been enormous for them. But he's another one that they're going to have to do it without today.
Yeah, so a couple of minutes to kick off now, and let's quickly go through some of the players in this Wanderers side. The back three, of course, one of the most dangerous counter-attacking and set-piece back lines in the competition. You mentioned off-air before, Tim Marsh. He's a colleague of yours. He's got jet shoes. Is that when he's getting reprimanded by Vice Principal Garner, isn't it? Or is it just on the football field?
Yeah, no, he's running down the left wing and very quick, very, very good scoring tries. at scoring tries, and if Wanderers are going to go well today, he'll be a big part of it.
Well, interesting enough, Mark Sherwood, who's been out of first grade for a couple of years now, so maybe they've taken the lead of, I guess, the Merewether Carlton side, bringing in a veteran to steady the ship of a somewhat younger backline they've had this year. So he's been in and he's been firing at the moment. And Dylan Mancinelli, because of that, he's been playing really well at fly half himself, but he moves into the centres.
Yeah, well, Mark Sherwood, he's been out of the top grades for a number of years now, but they certainly won't be losing anything with him. He's been back for a few weeks. He was one of the top line 5'8s back when I was playing, and those skills don't leave you. I think, if anything, you'll have matured much as the rest of us have.
Yeah, certainly. Well, count yourself in that one, because I'm still king of the kids, Dan Garner. As we get down, and we discussed the conditions before, do you think it's going to play a major factor in this match? The wind is swirling around. It's quite a breezy day this morning. It looked like perfect conditions. The water down there. I went and grabbed a coffee.
Yep. Yeah, well,
it was crystal, but now.
Yeah, look, it does swirl around here at Townsend, being close to the ocean, and when you're watching the game, you'll be able to see the trees in the background swaying. But yeah, that's where I think the boot of Sam Bright would have been great for the Greens. Certainly, Luke Simmons at the back for Wanderers, they'll benefit from his kicking boot. But yeah, they'll have to do it without him today. The Greens, the wind, as you said, does swirl around. As I said, does swirl around, and I think it will play a factor, especially with those line-out throws, which I've always had trouble with. Yeah,
haven't we both? And as we see now, the Wanderers coming onto the field. And, of course, Billy Dunn, he's been dropped to second grade. His set-piece throws were a little bit down over the last few weeks, so maybe that is because of it. And the guy that's come in, Brett Lauder, very good. He played against, I think, the Hamilton side earlier on in the piece. I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe it was Singleton, and had a very good performance.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of him, but he has come on a few times. I know that if he has been picked over Bill Dunn, he must be some sort of footy player, because Bill Dunn's work rate around the field is enormous, and his tackling ability as well. So he must be some sort of player, but I also wouldn't mind backing that Bill Dunn will get a few minutes today.
Yeah, definitely coming off the bench. He had a very good game in that second grade game. He was everywhere, as he always did. And now the Merewether Carlton side waiting in the green room over there, soon to be knocked down, as they're led out now by Jerome Wilson, I believe it is, with the captain's armband on, so to speak.
Yeah,
he's in very good form as well.
Yeah, he's been a great leader for them. Leads by example, Jerome. He's been around for a couple of years now at the Greens. Before that, he played rugby league. Yeah, they'll be looking for him to make some metres up the middle if they're any show today.
As they come out, James Sneddon, the first out there. Actually, he may have said, "See you later, Jerome. I'm going to take the lead on this one, buddy." Yeah. He's been playing some good footy, James Sneddon. He's certainly, I guess, one of the surprises of the competition this year in the front row. He's certainly lifted his game, and
yeah, he's
been around a couple of years now.
Yeah, he's been an instalment this year, and he's a proud Greens boy now, but he used to play for the Wanderers.
Well, there's a bit of a question mark over, I guess, there's a sensation that is Smiler out there, but he's taken the field in the number 8 position for the Greens. And
yeah, good to see. Good to see. He's been a massive for the Greens this year, both in attack and in defence. I saw a short mash-up of some of his defensive efforts this year, and it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, certainly is. And in kindergarten teacher as well. I'd be freaking out if I was a 5-year-old boy with him as my teacher.
I don't think he'd struggle with the behaviour management side of things.
Well, in any case, the Merewether Carlton side are running right to left on your screen. Wanderers are running towards the green room end here at Townsend Oval. Drew Tonks is the referee. Time on, and it's showtime here in the round 12 fixture as the Wanderers take it forward now. And the line by Merewether Carlton wasn't too urgent, but ambling up there, the two Blues side, and now they go outside to Blair Rush and look to find the edges early on. Drew Fowles comes across and makes a nice tackle. He's been impressive for his first full season in first grade, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. So just throwing numbers at the breakdown early, Wanderers, making sure they win the ball.
Oh, that is an unbelievable tackle. And it was Smiler that came up with it. He came off the line, absolutely hit him, saw him coming.
Well, his ears must have been burning, Gareth, because we were just talking about him a minute ago.
Sherwood with the ball in hand and gets first touch on it and over the head of Ethan Fowles, who touches it, somehow remains in, and Smouter's on his outside, but he's going to take them on himself. He's just come back from a successful country campaign in the 19s age division, the young winger, as is that man Eli McCulloch, as Cade Robinson takes them forward now, the Greens.
Both teams in attack throwing big numbers.
Oh, lovely ball
breakdown.
by Jerome Wilson. Keegan Stafford, of course, his father playing for the Knights. Smilers on the outside, gets away from one, shrugs him off, really, has support on the outside. Here's Smouter with Fowles on the outside, but he's taken low. Good tackle there by Simmons. Now Frost comes across field, not the best delivery by McCulloch from halfback, and takes him up to the 22. Moving forward now. That was Sam Dard, who's, we mentioned the other week, come back, and he's slotted straight back into this Merewether Carlton pack.
Expect a big game from him today, Gareth.
Snadden charging on it. Look at Snadden go. We told you he's one of the big improvers of the competition. He gets them 5 metres out with a bit of interest, and now it goes to Frost. Oh, looking for the intercept. The ball was going to Fowles, but it could have quite easily landed in George Ashworth.
Yeah, well, I know that didn't
Yellow
end.
card too.
Well, professional foul. I know that didn't end with the Bickies, that one, Gareth, but the Greens seem to be making metres at will there. They came right from their own quarter for that, and they've gone 70 or 80 metres with a penalty to go.
Yeah, the run by Smiler certainly was telling, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a big run down the right edge. As I said, his ears must have been burning because we've been talking about how important he is.
Comes off the top. Jerome Wilson, they set up nicely for them all. This is going to be trouble here for the two Blues. Comes to the back, does it? Someone's in there. No, they don't quite get over. Frost is calling for the ball, but that's going to be a Wanderers scrum. So the Merewether Carlton had everything to do there. Lauder probably didn't get the position he would have liked to there, Dan.
Yeah, well, they'll be disappointed with that, the Greens. You know, front foot ball, perfect position early in the game to attack, and they've come up short. So they'll just have to pressure this kick most likely by Simmons to minimise the distance he puts on the ball.
It was a good scrum. Is needed here for the two Blues, and they've had a very good go at it. I guess they matched it with Hamilton, probably the best scrum in the competition until fatigue set in. A couple of replacements were made, so Merewether Carlton, we know they've been working on their set piece through the tutelage of Steve Barretto, who's come back to the good side.
Yeah. Well, they're in it. They're certainly getting it from the best because Steve Barretto was one of the best scrummagers. He's built like a block of flats, but he also has outstanding technique when he comes up in the scrum. I certainly had to pack a couple of live scrums against him, and wasn't optimistic that I was going to leave with both shoulders in one piece.
Yeah, it was always good playing on the other side of him, knowing he didn't have to do much work.
That's right.
So Smiler, he's at the back of the scrum for the Greens.
Low scrum.
Francis Iramia picks off the back, the Tongan international. Now it comes back to Sherwood. Sherwood with plenty of pressure, and I'll tell you what, rumours say that he might have had a long lunch yesterday, so that would have knocked the dust out of him.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for that one. He certainly kicked that one out well under pressure.
Here's Tom Smith taking a nice settling ball up the field. Frost comes around. Oh, there was space out wide. If he could have found Eddie Clifton with a long ball coming into the wing today. Here's Lauder picking and going. It's been impressive this year, the quick ball Merewether Carlton are trying to achieve. And that's why they've been lingering around the top most of the season. Danny Murch picks it up, offloads, and now there's trouble. Here's Tim Marsh. Tim Marsh gets around Eddie Clifton, but coming across. Lovely hit there by Cade Robinson. Oh, coming off his
Billy Freeman.
line. Billy Freeman tried to rattle him, and now Simmons has some space as they come back in field. Dylan Mancinelli, I think it was, and now advantage playing to Green.
Green's got it back.
The Carlton side, they pick and drive and get them 30 metres out. Oh, having a bit of a look there.
Well, a couple of early unforced errors from both sides, but most recently by the Greens. They got held up over the line, and then 2 handling errors, which have probably, cost them opportunities early in the opposition half.
Haven't seen him this year, Stefanelli, but he came off the line and he was looking to really inflict some damage into that one.
Yeah. It's green ball. I thought that was a knock forward by the Greens then.
Yeah, it looked a bit that way, but Drew Tonks is out there and one of the premier referees in this competition.
That first scrum was pretty impressive. Let's see if this one was the same.
McCulloch talking to his back line out there as well. Scores are deadlocked at 0 apiece. That's a penalty. So they've earned that one, the Carlton side.
Yeah, well, I thought Wanderers were a bit unlucky then. I thought they were the dominant scrum in that one.
And McCulloch could be pressed with the duties of finding the line, and he does well that time, getting them
That's a corker
about
of a
10
kick.
metres out. That is a very good kick with the wind.
Rip snorter.
Yeah, that's why he's one of the players to watch in this competition coming through. And now Frost has the ball, takes the line on, inside ball to Stafford.
Tackle!
Has to get to the ground there. His body height wasn't the best, but he manages so, and they go back to Appy, and Appy taking a couple in with him, looking for the short side play there. Jerome Wilson calling for it. No, they go to Billy Freeman, and he's cut in half there. 10 metres out, or 5 metres out. Here's Sam Dart. Probably the intended target there was Smiler. Oh, it opens up for McCulloch. McCulloch over for the first try.
That opened up right in the middle there. I think the Greens, you saw Billy Freeman took it forward really close to the ruck and nearly got cut in half. But they've got to use the pass of Eli McCulloch to get that width. And then I think if they do that, big holes open up on the next phase. That's what Eli McCulloch walked through that one.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? And we'll see it from the back here. No, we won't. But it just opened up for him, I agree. And he's so dangerous, isn't he, with that pass? He's probably got the best off-the-ground pass in the competition, I'd say.
Absolutely. You just watch him out of the back at the base of a scrum. That 10 can just stand that little bit wider and put some pressure on the width of the defence.
So conversion successful there. 7-0, the Merewether Carlton side. And the Wanderers, to me, at the moment, they look very flat in defence, don't they? They don't really look, apart from the one run there by Stephen Nelly coming out of the line, they don't look keen or interested as the Greens attack.
Yeah, well, I thought both teams were attacking quite well, but I think both teams were making metres at will, and I think both teams need to fix up their defence, get off the line a bit quicker.
Mark Sherwood there, of course, his company Active Finance, one of the major sponsors for our Magic Moments here in Bar TV Sports, which will bring you through the week. And that's another penalty there to the Greens.
About a couple of piggybacks, the Greens. I think Wanderers just laying on the, slow on the breakdown.
Nice kick over halfway by McCulloch, and coming up is Louder. Again, the Greens looking for that quick line out. And just jumping a little early there, but that one probably not straight, I thought, but it went towards the side of the Wanderers. They did encroach with that gap, and now it comes out. Oh, Stafford gets met. He runs hard, doesn't he, Stafford? He runs a very good line, but...
Yeah, it was hit well, but he probably still made 2 or 3 metres after contact, so good, strong ball running.
And again, a good, strong run by Sam Dart. Now the ball comes out. Frost takes line out.
Oh,
Lovely ball out wide to Fowles. Fowles steps on the inside. He'll settle it down. Here comes Sneddon. Oh, good run by Sneddon, running over Christensen. And Appy, the 1-2 punch down Garner.
Whoops.
The ball ripped out, pops up. Now the Greens probably need to settle it down here, slow it down, set it up. Draw a couple in as Jerome Wilson takes it off the back.
They need to suck a couple of these Wanderers in defence. They're fanning out, put numbers in the line, not taking the breakdown too much.
Leave now, Blue!
Big gaps out wide. Not sure what that was for, but it must have been serious.
Luke, we're 10.5 2.5 minutes in. We had 4 penalties against you. I understand one's a scrum and one was a deliberate infringement. This is the time you need to fix the change of behaviour.
So 10 minutes into the game, and that's the penalty as Simmons questions it. Probably not worth questioning, but
It is what it is.
the discipline by the two Blues certainly is not
Hands
of
on
the expectation of, I guess,
hands in
Darren
the
Young.
ruck. Hands in the ruck. I think that's about the third or fourth breakdown penalty that the Wanderers had against them today. So they're going to have to clean up their discipline at the breakdown.
So McCulloch with the kicking duties, has he? Or is it Frost?
Will Frost.
Yeah, Will Frost has the kicking duties here today and was a very good goal kicker for the university side.
Absolutely.
Of course, we did the university side last week with your cohort,
Not too many dramas there.
Sam Berry. And
Big bad Sam Berry.
provided some good insight there, and
He wouldn't have much to say.
very good on the microphone, Sam Berry. It was an exciting match, the bottom two sides, but this match here at Townsend Oval always is a spectacle, but the Greens, after 10 minutes, they're 10-0.
Well, they've had all the possession. And it's very difficult to do anything with the ball if you haven't got the ball.
So Sherwood with the ball now, and he gets it downfield into the eyes of Jerome Wilson, who swallows it,
Well, he had
takes
all-
a couple of steps and
He had
winds
all
up.
day. He had all day then. I don't think the Wanderers are getting up quick enough.
I don't think the kick from Sherwood, probably the depth of it, needed a bit more height on it as well. So here's Frost now as they go in behind to Smouter. Smouter finds Clifton on the wing, and Clifton loses his footing, but gets through the other side, and support will find him. Billy Freeman looks to wind up, and here he is. He's
Ooh.
hit very hard there. Good tackle.
They've got it.
Blair Rush was one of the guys there, but he's got no fear, has he,
No,
Billy Freeman?
but like I said, the Greens have just got to get that little bit wider. If you have a look at the Wanderers, they don't commit blokes to the ruck. They put numbers in the line, and if they get just that little bit wider, they might find some space.
Clever box kick there by Eli McCulloch. And now Marsh looks to hit back. He can't get around, but penalty called. Of course, the Wanderers with the man down. Ashworth coming to the sideline then, so they've gone ahead 10 points with the one-man advantage. It's probably what they would have looked to seek, given the wind.
Yeah, absolutely. The wind's the wind is worth points, and if you just watch Mark Sherwood when he kicks his ball, how much benefit comes from it just because of the wind behind him.
Yeah, he gets that over the line.
Yeah, so a good 30, 35 metres,
Yeah, on.
25.
Yeah, I'll give him 30. Only because he's a major sponsor.
On your mark.
Yeah, he's special.
Whoa,
Oh, that
whoa.
one not straight at all, and somehow Tonks lets it go anyway.
Well, that
We'll
was
play on. So Wanderers with the first real chance here now. Let's see what they can do. Comes off the back from Young, and they look to play quick ball, and they do again through Young. Blair Rush struggling a couple off. He's such a strong runner, and he's really made his spot in the front row his home spot now. Now they come wide through Nelly. Gets some good quick ball, and this could be close as Ashworth is back on the field.
well, the
Two
Greens have
very
got to
quick
get up.
wingers.
The Greens have got to get up in defence.
Here's Christensen. He'll look to settle midfield.
Lead, Green, lead!
So the desperation that the Wanderers, I guess, lacked up the other end in defence, the Greens, well, they need a bit of that right now. As the ball gets to the 10-metre line, I thought if he had to pot the pass, they go short side. Big Frankie Iramea.
Last beat.
Oh, they go. Oh, there he goes. He saw the opportunity. And Iramea scores.
Yeah, we're just going to sleep on the pillar post, whatever you want to call it there, off just off the edge of the ruck, just going to sleep the Greens, and he walked through, just walked over it.
Yeah, it really opened up, didn't it? And it was almost
Too easy.
Eli McCulloch-like.
I think he had a bit more to do, but it was almost too easy, that one.
As we see on the replay, yeah, it just opens up for him. All he had to do is pick it up untouched. So He's been a very good asset to this Two Blues side.
Bit of a shot to the heart, the Greens, right down in green corner too.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have got notified for his efforts. The Two Blues number 8.
Plenty of positive feedback down there.
Yeah. Of course, the Clark stand getting redeveloped by the Greens. Should be good when that's up and running.
That'll be fantastic. Won't be able to have to wear a jumper to do the commentary or anything, Gareth.
We'll still be outside. They actually consulted us for the camera deck and all that. So I've made sure we're outside. Nothing like the smell of a chorizo sandwich at Merewether Carlton's Townsend Oval.
Vaseline, sweat.
Goanna oil. Simmons comes in, kicks it. This looks pretty good. Oh, looks pretty good. It is pretty good. So 10-7, the Wanderers hit back, and they hit back quite easily there. They looked good as they rolled forward up the field. And the Greens, now they look like the ones that need a bit of a rev up here. As Frost comes with a kick off, it's a stabbing kind of kick, goes deep. As they come back to Simmons, Simmons gets some good weight on that kick and gets them up over the 40. That's a very good kick there.
Yeah, it's a fantastic kick, that one. Straight out of his quarter under pressure. Excellent settling kick for his team.
And again, the Carlton side go quick, trying to catch the Two Blues unaware. Frost goes forward. He's been playing well here, Frost, today.
Yeah, he's a great running 5'8". He's an inside back or an inside centre normally, but he's got a fantastic running game, Will Frost.
Louder looks for the inside and goes himself. He loses the ball, though. So they had a good chance there, the Merewether Carlton side, but they turned the ball over.
They've just got to look at their ball security and contact. That's about the third or fourth one.
Well, here's Ashworth. Ashworth putting a move on Fowles and tries to run over him in the process, loses the ball. So, again, the younger winger does well and puts his body on the line on the far side.
He's done well there. Plenty of drop ball early, though.
So we'll go to a scrum here, the mistake.
Well, this will be interesting, this scrum, because there was a penalty to the Greens last scrum, and I thought the Wanderers just had the wood on them. So it'll be interesting to see how this one ends up. The first couple of scrums have been very low set.
Drew Tonks, he's been refereeing all over Australia. Probably the highest rated referee in Newcastle at present.
Where are those rankings published?
The Newcastle Herald. And they come up with a scrum here, the Carlton side, and McCulloch's at the back, and big dummy there by big Jerome Wilson. Sneddon going forward. He's been close to getting out man of the match.
He's been great today, hasn't he?
He used to sponsor the man of the match award through his Dust Hunt House, and it's the only reason I'm not giving it to him. Because he can't eat his own product.
Conflict of interest.
Yeah. Now they go up over the 40. The turnover there by the Two Blues. Sherwood goes to the left, gets the ball in hand. Now going wide. Oh, good tackle in desperation by Appy.
James Appy.
Came across field like a gazelle. Here they are. Charged onto that. He loses it. Now Jerome Wilson has it. He'll go forward and set the play up. I thought he might have looked for the ball out wide, and McCulloch will settle the play.
Great kick.
Yeah, and that looks like
out on the full.
Got a bit too much on it, and it goes out on the full. So
it was the right idea, I think, but just a little bit too much on it.
Under pressure now. Again, the Merewether Carlton side. It's 10-7. We've had almost 20 minutes of play.
That last one was a bit off. That last throw was a bit off. Let's see if this one's any better.
Yeah, that's a lot better as Young gets the ball easily off the back as they come out wide. Here comes Simmons looking for Marsh. They find Marsh. Eddie Clifton shows him the sideline. He somehow manages to stay into touch. They pick and drive through Ashworth, who's somewhat isolated there. They turn the ball over. That's unfortunate, I think, for the Greens.
Yeah, I thought that was bad luck. I thought that was a fantastic turnover, I thought, but the referee saw it differently. He was there first. He had hands on the ball. He was on his feet. Don't know what else you need.
You need the law book at Sherwood. Oh,
wow.
I tell you what, I bet he wasn't talking about that at Scratchley's at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon at his long lunch.
I think
He was landing them all afternoon.
He bent it like Beckham then.
He might have the Adidas Predators on. He's a cool character though, Sherwood. He's had a bit of a chuckle out there about it.
Yeah, he won't let it faze him. There's a bit of a footy game going on behind the scenes there.
Yeah, the young kids getting into it. So scrum now, McCulloch with the feed. That's a big let-off there for the Greens.
Massive.
Well held this time by Carlton. Wanderers were attacking it. A little bounce ball off the back, though.
Great
and Frost.
pick up.
Yeah, they both did well there. Both the passes weren't the best, and that's a better kick there as Simmons forced to turn and chase. Has Marsh on the outside looking to use him, but it was a very good kick chase by Frost who led it for his side there.
It was a great pick up by Tom Smith and then a great relieving kick by Will Frost.
Well, we said earlier we didn't think he had the same kicking game as Sam Bright, but that went 60 metres.
I've been proven wrong twice today. He kicked that goal with relative ease and then he's relieving pressure on the Greens the same way.
So a couple of scrappy balls there by the Wanderers as they look to come out. Young, ball touched in flight. It may bounce up for Smith. No, Eddie Clifton looks... Oh, that's going to be called back, is it? No, I thought that might have been accidental offside. A Smiler now with a bit of space. This is where he's dangerous. He's still going up towards the 22, Smiler, but he's isolated. Gets it back. Smith now looking for the ball. Robinson steps back on the inside.
They've got to come wide. Wanderers are well short out wide.
Yeah, too slow there, and that's going to be a penalty in any case. Within kicking range, what do? There's still 20 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, have they got that bloke back from the bin yet?
Yeah.
Ages ago, probably.
I called it.
Sorry, mate.
That's all right.
Sorry. I'll be putting one in the corner, I think. So they'll kick a goal for sure.
No, they're going to go for the corner. Finding it 5 metres out, exactly where they wanted it. So two very young halfbacks out there today in McCulloch and Young.
Yeah, so what's he like, McCulloch now, about 20?
No, he's 19. He may only be 18. I know he turned 18 last year, so he may still be 18. Oh, Simmons gets around. That's well worked. As Ashworth now puts it in behind. Nice, clever kick. Fowles forced to trap it with his feet, and he'll take the ball out, but they're under a bit of pressure there. Quick one by Christensen. Iramia now, he goes across field. Looking to put him down. Billy Freeman, the terrier dog, chases after him. Now they pick and drive. Nelly. Enfer.
Okay.
Now Sherwood looking for Ashworth, and Sherwood not the best pass by the veteran fly half.
Yeah, he nearly put that one into the fence. We were talking about Eli McCulloch before. He's got those silky schoolboy skills, hasn't he, Gareth? Watch the pass off the top of the line out here.
Well, Jack Young as well. Take nothing away from him, the young Wanderers halfback. He's, I think, a year older than Eli, coming through the Joey's program. Of course, the son of Coach Darren Young. We'd be remiss not to mention that. But no favours for him. He hasn't played much first grade this year. He has been injured as well.
They've both started very well, distributing the ball great. Really well off the back of the rucks.
Oh, going through is Iramia. Big Frank. Now Sherwood calling for it. That's a better ball to Simmons in behind. And here comes Ashworth. Well-worked play on the short side. And again, Fowles forced to do some defending. And he does well.
No, lost.
Some of these Greens forwards have got to get back in defence or they're going to be called offside.
And you can hear the crowd in the background. They're calling for it in his Clark stand. Yeah. Sam Dark comes through pretty quick there. He's lucky not to get penalised there as well. Louder almost getting him above the horizontal.
Yeah.
Iremia finding space again, palming off Jerome Wilson, getting a ball away. This is good stuff here by the two Blues as Liam Bryce is taken down. They use the short side. Mancinelli. And he's picked up, and big Jerome Wilson trying to get the ball back, making up for his mistake. Good
bit of a
clean out there, I thought, and it'll come back. Iremia
advantage.
is down.
Someone's significantly hurt here.
Yeah, it's Iremia, the big number 8.
Done an ankle or a knee or something?
You can't really see from our angle, but it looks like he's getting his leg worked on.
Yeah. The magic water.
And Ben Ham looks like he may be coming to the sideline. So, that's another horrible kick by Sherwood.
Wow.
And we love him here at Bar TV, but I'll tell you what, his teammates won't be loving him right now.
Getting a bit of feedback here from the Greens old boys.
As usual, we've got the producers in the background and absolutely loving it. No better banner than the Clark stand on a Saturday afternoon.
Dougie Murray.
So he's up again, Iremia. We might get an interview at half-time with Doug Murray and get him to give us some of his best heckles. So the score remains 10-7 here at Townsend Oval. The clouds just come over here, dropped a couple of degrees.
Yeah, it's cooled down all of a sudden.
The corporate tents are packed here on Sponsors Day.
Big scrum needed by the Greens here. Clean ball to their inside backs.
Fine.
Yeah, not happy with it there, Tonks. And again. Good game management at the scrum by referee Tonks.
He's a good talker. He speaks very well to the players. You know, gets the best out of both teams, especially at scrum time. Remember, he used to chip me a lot.
Yeah, I've been chipped by him. I think this was his first year in first grade, and he had the audacity. A very good referee.
You can't chip a man for being right.
Yeah, that's right. And he goes wide. Smith standing in a fly half. Ooh. Taken nicely. McCulloch digs for it. Sam Dark gets it. Frost now goes wide. Smouter with a no-look pass to Fowles. It goes back. And Fowles tries to get around, and his preferred position is fullback, but he's very astute on the wing too.
Yeah, absolutely. That was great hands there by the Greens. Eli McCulloch had to dig, and then they got it 3 or 4 passes wide within about 2 metres running forward. So they've definitely got some ball skills.
Billy Freeman with a nice ball to Appy, and Appy takes them forward, gets the ball back to Snedden. Good interchange of passing. I think maybe Snedden should have put that
under the wing
there and taken the tackle.
That's what he's good at. He's been great at it today. But the cut-out balls, I don't think are his strength.
Eddie Clifton takes it in. That's a penalty, and that's unlucky for the Wanderers, I think, there.
Yeah, big relieving penalty for the Greens, and probably unlucky for Wanderers. I'll be frustrated with that. They had the opportunity, and a couple of errors, and the Greens are back on the front foot again with the ball.
So with around 10 minutes remaining, Merewether Carlton lead. It's a short lead, 10 points to 7.
There you go. Well, both teams have had their opportunities, and both teams have made a couple of errors. So I'd say that's what the coaches at half time will be trying to clean up.
Louder comes off the top, and Iremia tries to kick it forward for himself, but it's going to be called back.
Is that a knock on by Wanderers?
Yeah, knock on by Wanderers. You see down there Ben Ham. He's got the 19 jersey on.
Warming
of course,
up.
the rumours were he wasn't going to play this year for the two Blues. In fact, maybe a stint with the Blacks up at Mayland, but he's come back home.
Fair dinkum, was he? Okay.
Just rumours, Dan.
Yeah.
Which I'm prepared to fuel.
Gossip makes the world go round.
That's right. Sells newspapers, Dan. So it's a Merewether Carlton scrum again, just over halfway. Comes out the back to McCulloch, goes wide now. Frost turns Keegan Stafford on the inside.
Got to go wide.
Yeah, they do straight away. No, back inside to Dart. There's a little half a hole there. Here's Jerome Wilson again, reaching for that ball, and Blair Rush comes up, meets him, tries to hold the ball up, and good counter-rucking there by the two Blues. Green's come up with it, snared him with a short ball. Oh, he's lined up there.
Oh.
Nelly it was.
See you on Tuesday.
A couple of times, and Marcus Christensen now comes up. Little swinging arm maybe by Nelly there, but inside, ball to Dart. Dart streaks away. Has he got support? No, he finds Smith, and they pop the ball up. There's trouble with Eddie Clifton. Oh, he gets the ball on the bounce. He goes back on the inside. Now he's 10 metres out. He drives towards the line. He's got a couple helping him. More was called, so that'll be a turnover there. Very industrious players. It opened up for Sam Dart.
Well, he's always there or thereabouts, Sam Dart, so he'll either be in support or the one making the break or the one making the big tackle. He's got a huge work rate, and he's a big plus for the Greens coming back.
We see drifting across there, almost as forward pass, to be honest. He looked for support, and just arriving there was Tommy Smith.
He wound up from a long way back. He wasn't in the front line of probably blokes in line to get the ball.
Yeah.
So that's why the Wanderers weren't ready for him.
In racing terms, he's what's known as a swooper.
Yeah. Last out of the gate, is that about it?
Yeah, that's it. Last to jump. Eddie Clifton, he's a dangerous broken field runner, much like his brother Sam Clifton, who will be listening in up at Scone.
I think he may be in the sponsors tent.
Oh, is he here? He's made the trip up. Good scrum by the Greens on the Wanderers line, pressuring Young. Now they hold the ball up, the two Blues. That's a good little reset there. Very hard to do, as now Sherwood looking to get the ball on boot. Hasn't had the best of days. They find touch, though.
Well, another opportunity for the Greens there. Attacking inside the 40. Quick line-out ball.
Yeah, again, quick line-out ball. Sam Dart going up for it that time.
I think that must be their game plan. They've got
they've been doing it all year. It's worked very well for them.
Yeah, they've got a smaller forward pack than most teams, and I think running the other team around is a lot of what they do.
Quick two ball, do it all day. You know that, Dan.
Absolutely.
Here's Appy on a standing start and bumps off a couple. Tries to make it over the advantage line. Does by a couple of inches, I guess.
Whoop, good pick up.
Yeah, nice pick up there. Pressure on McCulloch at the breakdown. Billy Freeman looking for the ball. They're one out here, the Greens. It's not the best looking rugby, but they're keeping possession. In front of Smiler. Eddie Clifton comes up with it. He's losing a bit of ground here, Clifton, but
he recovered well.
Yeah, he did well there.
14 blokes trying to hit him.
Now Frost, he'll have to take it himself, and he really needs to start organising himself as well, because they look all over the place here, the Greens, and now Tommy Smith takes it forward. That is a cracking hit.
I think he might have gone to sleep,
Tommy Smith. May have copped a shoulder there. Now Ashworth turns it over on the cricket pitch. Worth place to cop a hit like that. Sam Dart's back there to clean it up. Tommy Smith trying to get up, but he just can't at the moment.
I think he's in all sorts out in the middle, and they've got to get out and attend to him. He was hit really, really well.
As we'll see it right here. The next play. They were very disjointed, though, the Greens. They looked all over the shop, and boom, just bounced off. Sickening blow. And then landing on that cricket pitch, just to make your bed.
Oh. Feels like you've fallen off your skateboard when you land on that thing.
It feels like you've jumped out of the third story onto flat concrete. And the wound never heals either.
What about when it's wet? It's like little waves in the middle.
I'd rather it wet than dry.
After it dries.
Oh. So special members here today as well. You could probably half hear it over the announcement. John Fordham leading that 1950 something side or 1970. I can't remember what they actually called it.
I think.
Was it 59?
I think it was.
It was John, big supporter of the club. Always tunes into Bar TV Sports, but he's here today live.
Well, he's back up. He's back up, but he's going off.
Yeah, he'll have to take a precautionary stint on the sideline now. He's been playing pretty well, Smith. They'll miss his, I guess, his direction and his forward running.
I think Milligan will probably come on for him.
It'll be interesting to see who they have put on. Is it Milligan out there?
Yeah, looks to be. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
They've got a bit of an embarrassment of riches in the centres, the Greens. They've got probably 5 or 6 guys that can all slot in there and do just as good a job.
So unlucky there. It'll be a Wanderers feed now as we come towards half-time.
Good scrum by both teams.
Yep, as Wanderers
moving forward.
Yeah, they say they get the advantage there, and Drew Tonks gives it. It's in kicking distance for Simmons, so it'll be interesting to see what they do here.
I think it's a no-brainer. I think they'll take the points. I think they're playing for the penalty at the scrum.
No, Jack Young has the ball. They may go for another scrum. And Simmons...
How long to go? A couple of minutes?
Has the ball. There's probably, by my reckoning, 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. They want
plus a bit of injury time.
Fair enough.
Yeah, a try would probably be...
I'm a no-brainer.
A try would be devastating in front of the green room for the Greens, but indeed the Wanderers, that's what they're searching for. They're 10 metres out. And it looks like they're going to set up for that more. Yes, they do. Iramia comes straight to the back.
Green's got to be very careful not to give away a penalty here.
As they drive forward. Oh, this is well done. Here they go, the two Blues. They'll have to get under it here, the Greens. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to stop it. Advantage being played too.
It's gone down. Wow.
Yeah, penalty. So someone might find himself in the bin and, there's punches thrown.
Bit of a melee there.
Jerome Wilson not happy with something out there.
I'd just let him have it.
Yeah, he'd be better.
Whatever he wants, give it to him.
He'd be better leaving it alone, though, because he doesn't want to leave his side a man down. But Tonk's one of the better referees, as we said. He doesn't too often go to the pocket, although he did get George Ashworth earlier on. We might listen to him here.
Nine away. Initial penalty is for collapsing the maul under pressure. Is it you someone at the back rucking? I think it's your 9. Didn't need to, and then we've got the green man in. That's the instigating factor, and then the green guys come in. It's just going to be push and shove. I haven't seen any punches. That's a... Luke, listen. Luke, I'll have a look for you. Any more, and we'll go off, okay? Yeah. Get that message, please.
So two captains having a bit of a chat with each other there.
Great game management.
Yeah, very well done by the referees. You know, other referees in the competition probably would have reached for their pockets there when we'd be having a game of soccer, 11 on 11. But
don't know, but the way you can just, he's just got great people skills. Diffuse the situation, original infringement, play on.
So scrum, collapsing them all. The Greens will want to somehow hold off this attacking raid as we go into half-time. 10-7 the score. Will the shot at goal come back to haunt the two Blues? Can the Greens dig deep on their own line? As Wanderers looking for the shove here, and they've got it. And the Greens going backwards. Good work here by the two Blues. Advantage there. And they'll get another one, so someone may go to the bin soon.
Well, that's 3 penalties in a row.
And there's a bit of push and shove again. Jerome Wilson, he'll have to watch himself.
Angle.
Angle the call. Another scrum.
Well, they want the pushover. They want the pushover or they want a card.
Yeah, they'll be looking for both, you'd imagine. Pushover into card. Penalty try.
Because I think if it's another scrum penalty here against the Greens, I think you'll have to go to the pocket because that's 4 in a row. Penalties to Wanderers.
And Appy only coming back into the side after a bit of a layoff with injury.
Great footballer, though, can put a shot on. And we saw his defence out wide early in the game.
Yeah, but just probably it does take a while to get back into the set piece. Is Isaac King warming up on the sideline?
He's going to replace Appy, is he?
Maybe. He can do anything. And this is another good scrum. The Wanderers go forward. Another advantage. Yeah, that's a penalty try there. They've got it. They've won it. They deserved that one there, the two Blues.
Yeah, they just frustrated the Greens there, and I think you'd agree, Gareth, that there's been a slight dominance by Wanderers in the scrum, and they made full use of it there.
Yeah, they did, and it was coming, wasn't it? They built to it. So they've made the conversion too, took it quickly. There's probably another restart, and that'll be it, as Tonks looks at his watch out in the middle. 30 seconds to play.
Yeah, after being all the Greens early, Wanderers have made a significant comeback in the last 15 or 20 minutes. It's been all the Wanderers.
Getting it downfield and comes across and goes out. Nice work there by the Greens.
Yeah.
Can they hit back here?
Great kickoff.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He got it deep. He found some space, and that's what they needed. So they'll get the chance there, and
Okay.
it's going to be called half-time. So they run out of time there. The Greens, we've seen a grinding half, I guess. It wasn't too exciting, not too much on there, but certainly the two sides equally matched at the moment. It's 14-10 the score as the Wanderers hit the lead late in the first half.
Yeah, I think both teams have looked good in attack but making errors right at the death. Both teams getting across the line a couple of times, and Wanderers at the end of the half making full use of their scrum.
Yeah, they certainly will. That's half-time now on Bar TV Sports. We're going to take a quick break and come back with all the second half action. Well, welcome back, everybody, to the 2018 Rams NHRU round. So that was hard to get out. NHRU round 12 fixture here at Townsend Oval. We've got Merewether Carlton playing the Wanderers, and they are behind on the scoreboard, 14-10. The away side, the two Blues, who are about to kick off, got the ascendancy late in that half through some very good set-piece work, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. It's cooled right down here in the last 5 or 10 minutes. I think it's going to be a bit different in the second half. Clouds have come over. Wind's probably whipped up a bit.
Yeah, it's swirling around as well. It's not really going in any particular direction. Now, time on call. So, here we go for the start of the second half. Nice kick there by the two Blues. Oh, somehow the Carlton side just let it bounce and they watch it, and now it falls within a grasp.
Yeah, I think in today's game, restarts and kickoffs are one of the hardest areas for teams to get themselves sorted, you know, especially if you're receiving the ball. You see a lot of turnovers at kickoff time.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good attacking weapon as well, isn't it? Now looking to counter-ruck here, the Greens. I think they've turned the ball over.
Yep.
So nice work as McCulloch goes wide to Eddie Clifton, who'll step back and go towards his forwards. He's easily taken there by Tim Marsh on the far side. Now Frost drifts across field, finds... Was it Stafford or Milligan? Yeah, it was Milligan. So Sam Dart takes another hit up.
It's great defence early by Wanderers.
Yeah, they've really picked that up. They started slow. Jerome Wilson bumping off young Jack Young.
Yep. You can always rely on Jerome to make the gain line, even when you're going backwards.
Lappy goes across field, flick pass.
He's bopped it up.
And Stafford, yeah, he drops the ball there. Didn't really need to force that pass there, big James Appy. But running wide, that's a probably better line for him to be running there, Dan.
Yeah, running wide, big guys on small guys, but probably just needed to run a bit straighter there. He was crabbing across field a little bit, and when he went into contact, he trying to use his arms to get out of the tackle and bobble the ball up.
Well, it's been a forward type of game as well, hasn't it, out here?
Yeah. I think that the team that prevails, both teams when they've been making metres, have been sort of running that little bit wider off the ruck, you know, not running right next to it and not throwing the ball too wide too early. At this, you know, in this stage of the game, at this time of the game, you know, teams have just got to get that little bit of width off the ruck, because that's where the metres are.
Yeah, years gone by, you wouldn't have said that, would you? The Wanderers Merewether game,
nah,
forward dominated game,
big pick and go game. Right up my alley.
So Jack Young has the feed. And that's another good scrum by the two Blues.
Yeah, they look strong, don't they?
Yeah, this is very good stuff. And
going to try and push it over from halfway.
Well, they're absolutely dominating. They probably could have. So, Sherwood hasn't had the best of games here today, to be fair, and Ashworth picks it up off the deck. Needs to attack the line a little bit more. Yeah, nice run there by Sam Schmidt, hailing from the country. Quick ball now.
Good defence, defence.
Milligan came up. First grader in his own right is Milligan. Yeah. And Schmidt going for another run there is now Stafford. He cleans it up.
Billy Freeman.
Turning the ball over, and it'll be Merewether Carlton scrum. So if that's a good thing or not, I'm not yet to decide, but it'll be the Merewether Carlton side to feed.
Yeah, I think the Wanderers are slightly dominant, but the Greens are certainly holding their own. We'll just hopefully they're not going to. They're going to more of the same, I think.
We'll get a better look at it. It's right in front of us, this scrum, to see where things may be going wrong for this Green side. And you being the former hooker and captain of this side, you might be able to tell us what's happening.
You've been up there too, Gareth. Yeah, don't try and revisit your 10 days, mate. They're over.
Yeah, Jerome Wilson packing. I mean, Jerome Wilson is a natural back rower for me, and packing into the second row, maybe. I don't know if that's the issue, but they certainly are missing Brendan Jackson, who started the year. And
yeah, just on this side of the scrum.
So Sam Dart does well to pick that up, and Eli McCulloch with a high towering kick Ashworth comes
Good
down with it.
tackle.
Yeah, nice worth. He took him forward there. Now Danny Murch, I think it's his first touch of the game here, the Merchant of Menace. Simmons goes wide.
Tackle!
Replacement on as well.
They look dangerous here, Wanderers.
Yeah, they're making easy meters, aren't they?
They're starting to throw the ball around too. Whoop. Hey, Christensen.
Yeah, Christensen's out there. Yeah, nice pop ball there. Blair Rush, the recipient of it.
Leave now, Green. Work.
Now the numbers are short wide. Tim Marsh, very quick, trying to get around Eddie Clifton.
Good last-ditch defence, but Wanderers do look menacing.
I think it's Marshall Leland that's come on the field for the Wanderers. Nelly with a good first half effort. They'll lose nothing with Leland. He's a very good scrummager in his own right. Simmons going down that short side.
Well, the Blues have probably had the ball for 8 or 10 phases, and they've gone 10 or 15 metres, to be fair. So it's good defence by the Greens, and that's a cracking tackle.
Yeah,
driving
back.
5 metres.
Good patience shown by the two Blues, though, and that'll be a little knock on. So in the end, defence
Rewarded.
wins.
Defence was rewarded. Good defence rewarded.
So the temperature definitely dropping a couple of degrees, and what was a lovely day before now is threatening to rain, Dan.
Yep, it's cool.
Southwester, I think
Yeah, Dougie, the Weather Bureau.
the producers up the back.
They've called it. Southwester's at us. Greens have got to hold their scrum.
McCulloch with the ball. This is a better... Yeah, that's a
Well
better
done.
effort by the Greens.
Well done.
As the Wanderers may have caused an injury on that far side. Is that Snedden?
Might be louder, I think.
Yeah, Louder. Snedden's on the far side near the touch line, so I think it is Louder. Just clutching
Neck.
at that neck, which
Yeah.
is a result of that scrum popping up.
Yeah, well, he popped up early in that scrum, and I'm not sure what the penalty's for, but when you look at the injury and that Green's got a penalty, it could have been some sort of in and up or boring in on the hooker.
I think that what you'll find it was.
Yeah, you just prove it straight up.
It's not much
We
chop.
might have a listen
You
here.
want to be dominant, just stay in and then let it happen, okay? Let them stand up. So as soon as they had this deck call, you've driven up and popped in. Okay.
Popped him.
Yeah, popped him.
In and up.
You know what they say, once you pop, you can't stop, so the Wanderers will have to watch out for this.
Billy Dunn's on.
Yeah, Billy Dunn, the little engine that could. Billy friend zone done as Appy takes it forward. Frost going across field, shows and goes, and he's taken
The Greens
just
got
before the 40.
they've got to run onto the ball with a bit of momentum here, the Greens. They're sort of standing flat-footed when they get the ball.
Yeah, really lacking some direction as well, and I guess when this happens in attack for the Greens, and that is a poor drop there, and now advantage play for the Wanderers. It'll be over now, and Appy makes the tackle. So the two Blues looking to attack now. They're inside the 40. Simmons inside ball. Leland Marshall goes without it. Comes back. Sherwood.
Ooh, good tackle. Great tackle. James Snedden.
Yeah, Snedden making up for the drop ball. And now they haven't made any metres at all. That'll be a penalty, though. The second man in. They're looking for the quick one.
What do you do here? Looks like Simo might be lining up.
He may be going for the goal. Yeah, he's calling for it. He's got the wind behind him.
It'll put him 7 in front.
That's the lead that they'll be wanting.
Yep.
Good decision. Whether he gets it or not remains to be seen.
No brainer.
You reckon he's got it?
No brainer. He was always going to kick the goal.
It's hard to judge the wind, and of course the posts at Merewether Carlton, they're deceptively low.
They look like they're cut off at the knees, don't they? Backing him?
I'm going to say no.
Not backing him. Okay.
Good kicker of the ball, strikes it at about 85%. You think you've got the mathematical brain?
Sounds like a stab.
I'm an idiot savant.
Minus the savant.
Here comes Simmons, comes in, and it comes across the face, and comes back in.
A low-flying bullet, but it got the job done.
Yeah, nice work. So 7 points ahead now. 17-10 the score in favour of the Wanderers. Merewether Carlton, while they don't look defeated, they look a little bit bemused and disorganised here at Townsend Oval. Comes over the top. We're getting a little bit of rain out there now. Knock on.
That's
so
exactly what they needed.
that is what the Greens needed. The two Blues, they've been looking good coming off their own line all game, but that time wasn't to be. So perfect area for the scrum.
Billy Dunn's taken control of the scrum here. His first scrum since coming on.
Well, we know what he can do around the park, and one aspect of his game over the years, he's improved definitely his scrum, and I think a bit of time.
Well, they've got three massive workhorses out there. They've got Billy Freeman, Sam Dart and Bill Dunn, so I don't think they'll be lacking around the field.
Well, they need to get this scrum right, the Greens. The Wanderers have been all over them. Picks up, nice awareness shown by Smiler. Has he turned the ball over, though? Yes, I think he has. Unlucky there. Big number 8 is Sherwood. That's a big, towering, searching kick. That's his kick of the day.
Well, he had a couple of shockers in the first half, but that is enormous. So that's what, 50 metre gain?
Is it 50? Yeah, it's close too. It was inside the 22.
It's enormous.
It's a 22.40.
Boom.
Don't worry about numbers.
Don't worry about numbers is the call. Off the top by Robinson. Now McCulloch picks up. Frost on the back foot. He'll take them forward though, and met with some heavy defence. Picking up off the back is the captain for today, Jerome Wilson. Penalty offside. McCulloch goes for the quick one. Here's Milligan. Milligan takes them forward. Good run by Milligan. Straight up the middle. Finds a bit of a gap, but it's been ripped out of his hands, and now the Wanderers looking to counter-attack through Mancinelli. Here's Danny Murch, who'll put the kick downfield. It's wonky, it's shaky, it's hard for Clifton. He does it, though. Takes it nicely.
Good return, Sam Clifton. He was hit hard.
Eddie Clifton.
Oh, sorry, Eddie Clifton. My apologies. I'm still down in the sponsors tent.
A.K.A. the Birdman.
But good return by him there. 20 or 30 metres, heavy contact, but he still managed to retain the ball.
Smiler with a good run again, just getting them over that advantage line. Here's Jerome Wilson, standing probably too deep that time. Flicks the ball out, though.
Smooth.
Yeah, Smoother. He does well, but he's going to be called for a little knock on there.
Substitution. Yeah, bring him on.
Been pretty quiet today, Smoother, but he's he's a terrific player when he's got the ball. Very, very fast.
He hasn't had to really counter-attack here. Both fullbacks haven't seen much ball, really, at the back.
Nah,
the game's
they haven't.
been kept
Played
in the middle.
Played in the middle. Just unfortunate you're seeing handling errors in contact, you know. Both teams. I suppose that's a reflection on the severity of the contact.
Fine. Sit.
So Young with the ball. Ball comes back.
Tight head. Turned over.
Yeah, that's a good let off there for the Greens. Now they attack through. Frost, who steps off his left. Almost finding the gap, and Snedden takes one. Good run by Snedden.
That's what he's good at.
That's what he needs to do. Inside ball now to Dart, looking for that little gap to open up again.
They need to come wide. Got Chiggy Sikiotis out here on the wing.
Yeah, he's come on the field. Now Smiler goes down the short side. Getting them inside the 22. Now that's a massive let-off there. And you can see the coaches on the far side, the three stooges, shaking their head. From the Carlton side. Good touch finder. Thought he might have got a bit more distance. Young
Had some hang time about it.
Young Louis, though, he's on the far side. He's one of the best referees in the comp too, I think, and refereeing second grade here today.
That was a very deep line out.
It was,
you see where he caught that?
Yeah. Searching now. Young, he'll go wide. They'll duck their heads under, try and take some ground of this Greens defensive line. Sherwood taking on the line. That almost takes me back to 2005, and Jerome Wilson comes off his line. I thought he was all right there.
Yeah, so did I.
The crowd almost gave it away, though, didn't he?
Yeah, they were calling for it, but I think he just shot up looking for the big hit. And whether he went a bit early or not, I'm not going to be the judge. But he certainly wanted to put someone in it next week when he came up.
Yeah, he got up quick, didn't he? So offside was the call there. As we say, yeah, he just jumped the gun, probably
a metre,
half a step.
Only a metre. It wasn't as much as it looked.
Looking to get his team going. He's captain here today, Jerome Wilson, off the top. Now Sherwood goes across field. Ben Ham on the field.
Good defence. Who's that under the bottom there? Billy Freeman.
Billy Freeman. Smouter in the line there is Marcus Christensen.
More good defence. Milligan.
He's put on his back. Here's Billy Freeman. Now Smiler. He looks to go wide and does. Here comes Eddie Clifton stepping back inside. Now they're up to the 30. Sam Dart. This time he'll pass to Milligan. Milligan looks to drive through the line there. Cade Robinson.
I think they need to go a bit wider, a bit earlier.
They've been playing very one out all game, haven't they? And here comes Smiler again. He'll again try to bend that line. Billy Freeman runs across field back towards the breakdown. And here's Jerome Wilson.
Big wind up.
Yeah, nice run there by Wilson, keeping those legs pumping. Sam Dart comes around. They go behind him. Frost turning. Smouter back on the inside. Oh, can't pop it to Sam Dart. He was looming on the inside. That's his line. That's where he scores a lot of his tries, Sam Dart.
Yeah, it was a good bust by a big half break by Smouter, and just couldn't get that offload to stick. It was the right idea though. Mark Sherwood's kicked a lot better this half.
Yeah, definitely.
Crouch.
He's come good.
Fine.
Like a great red wine.
Sit.
Ball comes off the back, bounces, kick forward. That finds space, and Sikiotis comes back, so does Fowles. Fowles, in the end, is the one who picks it up. Good defensive line chase there. Oh, Fowles tries to get around Marsh. Marsh, with a superior pace, probably, he wraps him up.
Well, he did well. He went on his own.
Oh, what about the hit? Ben Ham, but they still get the ball away. On the outside is Smouter now. That's probably the hit of the year.
That was an absolute bell ringer on Sam Dart.
As now they come across field. Fowles does well. Somehow coming up with it.
He's caught on his own here. He's got to get some support.
Eddie Clifton, now they're in trouble here, the Greens, off their own line. Oh, we saw it on the replay there, the hit. They need to settle, then lift. The Greens.
Well, that's a very big relieving penalty for the Greens. They were in all sorts then. They had blokes coming back from halfway up the other end of the field. Blokes caught on their own with the ball. They've done really well to get out of that trap.
Well, the coaching staff at the two Blues, they'll be very happy, won't they, that Ben Ham has come back this year.
He's one of their big leaders, Ben Ham.
Well, just so good in defence and just a tough footy player, isn't he?
Absolutely. He hits and he hurts.
Looks like Nelly coming to the sideline as well. That front row rotation.
A few coming to the sideline.
Leland Marshall with a good run now. Coming out wide. Good ball by Mancinelli to Marsh. Marsh looking for the inside ball, but no, it's going to be called.
Put a foot out.
Out. They do look dangerous, though, don't they, when they get a couple of phases together, the two Blues.
The 1-2 punch. One or two up the middle, then they go wide. Good line out. Good settler.
Now it goes wide.
Smuler having a go.
Yeah, nice work by Smuter. Good straight run looking. Oh, that's a poor pass. Sikiotis juggles it. Now this could be close here. Danny Murch. He's over the line. He's driven back. Held up there. Unlucky for the Wanderers and terrible play off their own line, the Greens.
Yeah, what was going on there?
Well, they just
they
need Frost really to take this game.
Pass the parcel.
By the collar, don't they? They need him to start proving a bit of direction out there. Frost.
Yeah, I just think they've got to start. They've got to start to go forward. They're going sideways a bit too much and shoveling. And I think that's what created that particular turnover and has a couple of times.
Yeah, certainly shoveling. The proverbial.
Yes, go on.
Thanks to our viewers tuning in all around the world, of all ages. On Bar TV Sports, if you do want us to grow your game, make your main game the main game, contact us via our website or Facebook, Bar TV Sports. So Tonk's not happy with something there.
A few mind games at the scrum.
So 15 minutes to go as well. Do the Greens start making changes, and who do they bring on?
Well, they've got a cast of thousands. They've got some great players that are playing in second grade and in the lower grades, if they could bring on a lot of players that do just as good a job as the first grade, the players that are on the field now.
Jack Young feeds the ball, and here they come, the Wanderers. Scrum looks a little bit more stable, but they are tracking towards the try line. No, they pick up from the back. Oh, nicely worked there by Eli McCulloch. Last-ditch effort. I thought it was going to be a try. Here's Leland Marshall. Goes towards the try line and goes over for a good try by Wanderers.
The old hammer and latch. There, Gareth. Two blokes taking him over.
Yeah, I thought that was almost
truck and trailer.
In by Jeremiah. I don't know if you can truck and trail on a scrum there.
Don't know. Whatever you want to call it.
But there, Leland Marshall, he scores so many tries from close and does well there, the big fellow.
Big boy. Well, 15 to go. This could just about put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, 24-10, 2 tries or 3 tries to
that wind has
win the game. Yeah,
massively.
It has, and it's coming straight from the Barrington because it's absolutely freezing, Dan.
Boo. Boo. I'm glad I bought my cardigan.
Hits it. Oh, lovely kick. Flags go up for the two Blues. 24-10.
Well, the Greens have to be the next to score here. Got to chase hard off this kickoff and hopefully get a turnover. Well, whoop. Out of
That's
the
a
full.
3-point play there too, Dan
Out
Garner.
of the full?
Yeah, it is out on the full.
Oh, it's cold.
They look warm in the corporate tent down there, though.
Yeah.
The fire pit raging. Someone's going to lose an arm. So scrum midfield. And the Greens, they came out and they looked the enterprising of the two sides in the first 15 minutes, and now since then they haven't really looked in the game, have they? They're lacking intensity.
Well, I think Wanderers have had all the ball, you know. Greens had it all early in the first half. Wanderers in the second part of that first half, and I think it's all been Wanderers in the second half with regards to possession.
Guys, it's both sides. It's both sides that are coming in.
They've really missed Sam Bright, I think, really with his organisation out here, the Greens, and Mark Sherwood. He had a couple of early blemishes, but he's grown as the game's got older.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just directing them around the field, playing field position, and, you know, the mistakes are coming, so they're getting the opportunities to attack again.
So Young with the ball, feeds, and scrum easily taken. Jeremiah gets on the other side of halfway. Quick ball by Sherwood. Mancinelli dances and picked up and driven onto the cricket pitch. Like he weighed about 20 kilos, wringing wet. Now Ashworth on the outside, but they go into contact and not making any distance here. Coming off his line there, ooh. Sam Dart thought he was all right.
Yeah, I did too.
He had his hands on the ball. He's looking
I
to
thought
deliver.
he'd actually pulled the ball out, and Darty had every right to attack him then.
I thought he'd thrown the dummy.
You just have a look. The Greens are having those rush defenders. Like every second or third play, there's a rush defender. They're really trying to unsettle the momentum of Wanderers.
Well, at the moment, it's not really working, is it?
Well, Billy Freeman's done it a couple of times. Jerome Wilson's been doing it. And I think Sam Dart tried it on that occasion, unlucky to be penalised.
Marcus Christian goes up for that one and hits him around the waist. But it's an easily one line out in the end. Iramia has the ball. They get it to the back now. Marshall has it. Well controlled at the back by Jack Young. Now they go out through Mancinelli. Ashford. Now here comes Tim Marsh. Showing a bit of the sideline. He's taken down over the 22.
They haven't really got a halfback here, Wanderers. Danny Murch has to pick it up.
Danny Murch, he picks and drives. Now off the ground.
Very deep.
Mancinelli finds a bit of space. Taken by the bootlaces by Billy Dunn.
Nick Sikiotis, good shot.
Sikiotis comes back onto his wing, and now they pick and drive here, the two Blues. And this looks like trouble for the Greens. Smiler tries to get over the top, and he does well.
Well done.
Yeah, that was well done there because they looked out on their feet.
I think that was a carbon copy of the one in the first half where he was penalised. He's done well. That's a huge relief for the Greens. They've really got to get up the other end of the field quickly, though, because there's probably only 10 minutes to go,
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
On the knocker.
Well, they haven't even kicked it out. Quick tap.
Oh, quick tap taken there. Almost intercepted, but it's called a double knock on. So now that's when they tend to look good the last 10 minutes. When they're behind the Greens, they play high-risk football. I'd say they played no-risk football for the majority of the half. It hasn't worked for them, really. They need to start playing on the fringes a bit more.
Yeah. They've got to throw the ball around now. Like, they've got 10 minutes to go. They've got to try something. They need 7 points very quickly, and then another 7 to back that up.
So it's a Wanderers scrum with a double knock on there. Drizzling rain.
Use it. We're going sideways. Use it 9.
Wanderers are making full use of their scrum.
So Jack Young gets it out. Sherwood. Nice run by the veteran. Simmons catches it up high. Oh, he had his ribs open, but no one was aware.
They tried. They just got out of it.
Here's Sherwood with an inside ball. Now Young looking for runners. Finding Leland Marshall running wide, spinning out.
Tackle.
And they go wide again. Danny Murch with a bit of space.
Tackle.
Coming wide again. Sherwood under a bit of pressure.
Billy Freeman with that rush defence again.
Yeah, looking to really do some damage in that number 10 position, but couldn't quite stick there. Little knock onto the back. So they were building and building there, the Wanderers, and couldn't quite build to another try. They are leading 24-10. Time ticking, Dan. How can the Greens work their way up the field and make a game of this?
Yeah, well, like I said, they've got to score points quickly. So I think they've got to earn the right to go wide. But as I said at half-time or just after half-time, just that little bit wider off the 10 and direct. Straight running, not shoveling the proverbial, as you put it, to the guy outside them and hoping that he can work some magic.
Yeah, they need some more directness, don't they? They need some angled runners.
The way they started the game, if they do it exactly the way they started the game, if they finish the game that way, they're still within a red-hot chance.
Well, we know they can put tries on the balls quickly, as can the Wanderers. Good scrum by the two Blues. Smiler picks up off the back. Clifton under a bit of pressure, but gets them out of it.
Jeez, he's wiry. He gets out of a lot.
Now they find the short side. Oh, unlucky there for the Greens, but the Wanderers take nothing away from them. The pressure. It's been intense this second half by the two Blues.
It's just been last 5 or 6 minutes. Just been a little bit scratchy. You know, both teams making mistakes. The Greens really need, if they're gonna be if they're going to come back or have any chance of coming back, they've really got to, hold that ball like a piece of gold, not turn it over.
Well, a couple of losses now for the Greens. They had the bye last week, but on the trot, certainly puts a dent in their hopes of the minor premiership.
Yeah, well, up until they played Hamilton a couple of weeks ago, they were undefeated. So this will be 2 in a row.
Fine.
Players out today, but that's no excuse. They've certainly got the cattle to cover for it. Boasting probably the best depth in the competition. And this is another good scrum here by the two Blues. Here they come up the field. I don't know if they can go 15 metres, but they're going to certainly try. Advantage now. Jack Young reaches for the ball. Bodies in motion. Tim Marsh comes around. Simmons out the back to Ashworth. Ashworth over! That was a perfectly executed play, Dan.
Well, I think it had to happen. It had to happen. Too much ball, too much good field position. Eventually, you've got to score points. And I think that was what that was. And they've tired the forwards out. The Wanderers boys forwards have tired the Greens guys out by making them scrummage. And it's always
very good set piece, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As Ashworth goes over in the corner.
Greens going backwards. Their defensive line goes backwards. Wanderers attacking line moving forwards. All the momentum.
Tough kick here for Simmons, right on the sideline. I don't know if he scored it in that position, but he's just going to make it harder for himself.
Oh, well.
Cocky.
Yeah, he's operating at 85. He started to challenge himself now.
Well, after today, he's probably gone up to 87, if you do the maths.
No, sounds about right. Got my calculator.
In your head. Now Simmons, of course, Dan Garner, a maths teacher on his days off from Bar TV. Comes in, strikes it. Oh, excuse wide. Off the side of the boot. Didn't get the drift he wanted.
84.
84 and a half. So the score remains 29-10. With a few minutes remaining now, you'd have to say the game all but over. But the Greens will want to salvage something out of this and hit back.
Kicking in the ruck.
Kicking in the ruck, so that's a penalty they didn't need.
Yeah, first time didn't have an effect, guys.
Wanderers will try and get as much distance here as possible.
Oh, and they do just that. Nice kick for touch.
Jeez. Whew. I think he might have given him a bit of short change.
Yeah,
He's put the flag up there.
Louis on the far side.
Looked like it went a lot further than that from here.
We know he's pretty tight with his wallet, so...
Who is it over there?
Louis.
Ah, Louis Tom.
Off the top. Now here they come. Sherwood out the back. Here comes Ashworth. Ashworth tries to get on the outside of Sikiotis. He can't this time. Offside, yeah, advantage. Might find himself in the bin with a couple of minutes going.
A little bit keen.
The man at the back is the half.
Very keen.
Great footballer, Will Frost.
Yeah, good. He's come over from the uni club over the last couple of seasons.
Him and Billy Freeman came over together.
Brought another couple with him as well. Wouldn't say it's the Merewether Carlton feeder club just yet, but things are looking up as Christensen. They educate them, we get them the jobs, I heard was the call the other day. Off the top by Christensen.
Newmore, use it, Newmore!
Yeah, Newmore is the call. Marshall breaks from it. Sherwood out the back to Simmons. Simmons had to get it around his ankles. He's swarmed by a sea of green.
Ball's there, let's play it.
Nice run on the far side by Nelly. They go behind Danny Murch. Sherwood to Simmons. Out the back. Mantinelli.
Green's working for a turnover. Oh, I thought hands in the ruck there.
Yeah, maybe, but the ball comes back. Tim Marsh finds half a gap. Cannot get the ball away. He's been well contained, not just this game, but the entire season. Leading try scorer over the past couple of years.
Tackle!
Now Jeremiah goes to the back.
Whoop.
The no-look pass.
Well, Chicky Sikiotis can get a turnover
He
here.
does well there, Sikiotis. He's going to do well to stay in, and he can't.
Bad luck. He did very well to get the ball, and he beat 2 or 3, but they started to swarm.
So we won't see too much more to play. Probably 1 or 2 minutes of injury time here. 29-10 the score.
Show over.
And the show's over, so we won't see the line out getting thrown. Quickly before you go, Dan, who was your best out there?
Yeah.
In a dour sort of game.
Yeah, look, I think Iramuya, no, number 8 for Wanderers. He scored a try. He made plenty of runs up the middle. Excellent in defence. I think that he was probably my pick.
Yeah, he was very good as well. And special note, I guess Mark Sherwood had a very good second half. His first half was terrible.
Yeah, everyone has the cobwebs. Everyone has the cobwebs.
Well, he had the cobwebs there, but in the end, he had a very good fly half second half. Really took the team around the park and played a good number 10's role out there. But definitely Iramuya, the number 8, the best out there today. Thanks very much, Dan Garner.
No worries.
Always
Thanks for
a
having
pleasure.
me. Thanks for having me, Gareth.
And we'll let you go over to the green room and enjoy your afternoon. Thanks very much, everyone, for listening to Bar TV Sports. I'm Gareth Wozik, and we'll catch you next time.